Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. Now it's real time, sponsored by the Mill Casino.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you very much for watching the show this morning. I know you have a lot of options that are out there, but none better than the only live interactive fishing and hunting television show ever. Thank you very much. We've got Bob Kratzer. Unfortunately, we don't have video, but we do have the opportunity to check in with him for the first time in quite a while. And Bob, it's been way too long, man. And I hope that you had a great New Year and a good Christmas and all that. And hopefully your steelhead season has been productive for you as well.
It has. Yes, we've had all those good things. It has been very productive. A little slow right now with the cold water and the cold temperatures and everything, but we're still finding some really nice fish. It's been good.
What I got from that, everyone, is that it's been darn cold up there. And it's been cold everywhere. Same conditions for you, though, Bob? Is it low, clear water conditions?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our rivers are all super low, super clear, and cold. But, yeah, they're in good shape. They're just low and clear. But there's plenty of fish around.
Do you prefer that? I mean, there's a lot of folks out there that have different perspectives of, what they want to see as far as the river conditions go. But when it's low and clear, is that something that, makes you go, gosh, I sure wish we had more water? Or do you find it to be just as productive, but maybe fish it differently?
I find it to be just as productive. Like you said, you got to fish it differently. You got to learn how to fish low, cold, clear water stuff. We're finding really nice fish, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, well, good. I love that because it's just like anything else, everyone. If you put the right presentation in front of them and the conditions that you happen to have, you just have to play the game the right way. How are you actually fishing this morning with your clients, Bob? Are you any particular way that you're going after them?
Right now, we're fishing just floats and jigs. Floats and jigs or floats and worms.
Okay.
I usually use one bright jig, and then I use a dark jig or a dark worm or one or the other. It just depends on the day. One day they'll like the dark one. Some days they like both. And so you just kind of let them decide, and then I'll pull plugs, in some of the bigger, deeper holes where it's hard to access them with a jig or a float. The idea behind the float fishing, obviously, is to get it down in front of your boat and down below them so that they don't know you're there yet. And you can do that really well with a float.
Yeah, good point. Fishing, there's a lot of folks out there will tell you that, well, you can't fish them if you fish it right below the boat. Out in front of the boat, everyone is what they're referring to. Letting it drift away and drop down to the fish can be extremely productive, especially if you do it correctly. Any room for using any bait right now, or even the systems that you're fishing, does it even allow you to do so?
And no, all of our systems on the Washington coast are all no bait, single barbless hooks.
Gotcha. And
no bait, no scent.
Up to this point, Bob, how's the season been for you?
Really, really good. Really good, and fair amount of numbers of fish. It's a little bit slower right now, but there's a lot of fish in the river. They're just a little cold, and they're a little less apt to bite as much, but there's a lot of fish here. A lot of really nice fish. I've already got 3 over 20 pounds yet this year already.
Wow.
Friend of mine got one 2 days ago that was 27.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah. So it was a giant fish.
Holy!
My biggest so far is just shy of 25. Oh. So there's some really nice fish around this year.
That is great to hear. And, in the past, everyone, we've talked with Bob where he didn't even have an opportunity to go fishing. They had closed systems down, weren't allowing any opportunity for folks to go after them. Is that the case this year, Bob, or are you guys open up and down the coast now?
We're pretty much open up and down the coast now. The southern rivers in the Grays Harbor area finally got enough of a forecast for them to open their rivers down there and have good access at them. Our northern rivers had a really good forecast, and so we're basically, for the most part, wide open to go. So, no, everything's looking really good. We had great season last year with great escapements, and our forecast this year is even better than last year. So
that's great to hear, Bob. I know it's been way too long again since we've had a chance to talk with you, but I know that it can be a very frustrating situation, and you're right in the middle of it up there yearly, which we all appreciate you taking the time to do so. What are your thoughts going forward, though? We do have some moisture coming into the system. We've got into the area. We've got rain coming. Things are going to change. What do you think is going to happen after we get a little bit of a bounce, even for you up north?
Oh, it's going to explode. It's going to explode. These fish, as soon as they get a little bit of warm water coming into them, they're going to snap like crazy. I mean, it's crazy enough right now. Like, I tell you, there's a lot of fish here. You'll fish a hole. You'll fish a hole. And you don't get by in it. And you float over to see what was actually there. Like, hey, let's throw it into it there. And you look in there, and there's 15 or 20 of them laying there. And you're like, dang it. You know? And so all of these rivers are loaded with fish. As soon as they get a little water, they're going to bite like crazy for the first couple of days, and then they're going to move.
Well,
a lot of these fish will move into the upper reaches. We'll start getting...
Everyone, as you can tell, Bob, forgive me, sir, just technology is not working with us today. We were unable to actually make out what you had just said there. So I'm hoping that it'll kind of clear itself up. But it has been, no question, a good start in a lot of different areas, especially along the Oregon coast and the Washington coast. Bob, hopefully we can hear him, everyone. Again, forgive us. This is live television. Hopefully, as things are going forward, how long are you going to be chasing steelhead? I mean, how long is your season up there before you start maybe switching gears? Is it up into April? How long can you expect to have some success chasing these steelhead?
Clean till the end of March. March 31st is our last day.
Okay, so they actually close you down on the 31st. That's the last day.
Yep, on the northern coast. On the southern coast, it'll be the end of February.
Okay, gotcha.
On the northern coast, it's the end of March, and it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. So.
Now, I know that we're going to get a little bit into the weeds here, everyone, but I got to ask. You had mentioned that you're pulling plugs in these conditions, low, clear water. You're focusing on the deeper water where the steelhead might be hanging out, maybe more apt to get a plug down to them. If you were to pick a mag lip or a size, a color pattern that you like in those conditions, and again, each river system is a bit different, everyone, but what kind of colors and size of plugs do you like to run in these conditions? Smaller, bigger, bright, dark? What do you like to go after?
So I always start in the morning with bright stuff, silver, flame red, metallic pink, in the mornings, first thing in the morning, and probably in a 3.5 mag lip. In these, particularly since we have bigger fish up here, and they like that bigger presentation stuff, you really want to make them mad. As the day progresses, and I get into the clear conditions, bright sunny days, metallic greens, metallic blue. One of my favorite ones is one I paint myself, and it's basically a silver plug with a black back and a black belly, and silver sides. And okay. That's one of my favorites in Clearwater.
Very good. I mean, I asked that, Bob. It's been a thing the last couple of years. People are starting to get more and more into back trolling again with plugs, so I wanted to get your perspective on that. I know that'll be my plan this week if I get a chance to get out with the low water conditions that we have. But, Bob, our time is always too short. I've already got Ryan trying to set up another interview with Bob as we go forward in the season into March. So hopefully we can make that happen, Bob, and get another chance to check in with you. I'd love to have a little bit more time. Is that something we can put together?
You betcha.
That sounds great.
You betcha.
Bob,
would love to.
I appreciate you taking the time and talking with us this morning while you're out there fishing. Good luck. Please be safe, and we'll be talking with you soon, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Owen. You guys have a great, wonderful day.
You too, Bob. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you taking the time. That's Bob Kratzer, everyone. He's the owner of Anglers Guide Service. And again, forgive us for the, it is what it is, right? But again, you can't find it anywhere here but KPDX. It's just that simple. We're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we've got a video for you from Les Schwab. We do this every year, talking about some of the newest products that can help you be safer on the roads, especially now that we've got some rain coming into the system, which is going to produce a bunch of snow in the mountains. Hopefully, you need to be prepared, and Les Schwab will make sure that you are. No question about that. We'll be back in just a minute.